So you can see my screen, right? All right, so this was written backwards with the 6 on the left-hand side. It doesn't make a difference if I have 6 equals or if I flip it over here and put equal 6, but it does help our brain think about it. The first thing we see here is that we have minus a negative, and what do we do with this minus a negative? Yeah, it turns into plus a positive. So if we do plus 8 equals 6, and then we think about our number line, which Khan Academy shows us one, but because I want to be able to show one here, if we have, yeah, this is why I brought in that other lamp. You guys could barely see this yesterday. So this tells me I'm going to start at some location, I'm going to add 8, and then I'm going to end up at 6. So what we were practicing in class, and I forget if you were in my class yesterday or not, but is I will put a point, my purple is gone, I will put a point at my end point, or maybe all of my markers are dead. I think I need to flip these over in the little thing. So this is our end point. And then we want to draw the shift that we take. And the shift that we take is to the right 8, but we wouldn't shift from our end point, we would shift to get up to our end point. So we're going to say there is some sort of shift to the right 8, this is 8 big, that gets us to the value of 6. So if we count backwards to figure out where that would have come from, that shift would have actually started down here at -2. Does that make sense? Why we...
I know it has to be negative, I just was not sure, because it was like, I knew it had to turn to the positive, but then I think the 6 was messing me up.
Yeah. So we always kind of want to get it into the form of start plus shift or change. I kind of like the word shift equals end. So if we can get it into that form and mark at least one of these points, either the start point or the end point, and then draw the shift, it should get easier. And you can draw on Khan Academy too. If you click on the little tools on the left side of the screen, you can draw on the screen. So we just said this would have to be -2. Now, if you want to see another way real quick to do this, what I brought up when we wrote this is instead of leaving the blank, we could have put that as x. So if you want to see the algebraic way of doing this, so we already know, so I'm going to move this so it doesn't bleed through my paper. We already know that we have the minus the negative that becomes +8. So what this is an algebraic equation, and I want to isolate x. So to isolate x, we undo whatever has been done to it. So x has had 8 added to it. To undo that, we would subtract 8. And we have to do that on both sides to keep things balanced, to keep things in an equation. Sorry, I should not have written my equals way over here. I should try to keep my equals lined up. So really, actually, I'm going to scribble that out and bring this over and say x equals. So 6 minus 8, I can also think about that like we talked about in class. 6 minus 8 could be 6 plus -8. Good guy, bad guy. Unfortunately, the bad guy is going to win here. How much stronger is 8 compared to 6? It's stronger by 2. So that is another way that we could get to our answer of -2. And that would agree with what we found on the number line. Does that make sense? At least a little bit. You don't have to understand algebra yet. I just want you to see it, so when we get to that point, it makes a bit more sense.